Welcome back to True Coin Value, the channel that never hides the truth, the channel that brings you the most faithful and updated discoveries in the world of rare and ultra-valuable coins. Today, my friends, you are about to step into a story that is more thrilling than any treasure hunt you have ever imagined. We're not talking about dusty myths or fairy tales. We are talking about real coins circulating among us that can change your life overnight. And so rare, so breathtaking, so packed with history that holding one feels like having a golden key to a hidden fortune chest. And in today's video, we will uncover 5 Roosevelt dimes. But let me tell you, these aren't ordinary pieces of pocket change. These are coins that collectors are chasing worldwide, coins that are causing storms in auction houses, and coins that are making headlines for their skyrocketing values. Stay with me till the end, because each coin in this lineup is a jaw-dropping surprise, and the last thing you want is to miss the one that could very well be sitting in your pocket right now. So tighten your seatbelts, because today's journey will keep you at the edge of your seat. Let's dive straight into the world of Roosevelt dimes that command treasures beyond imagination. Coin number 1. Now let's begin with the first masterpiece of today's treasure chest. At first glance, you might think, 2013? That's pretty recent, isn't it? And yes, it is. But that's exactly what makes this story all the more powerful and shocking. Because not all rare treasures belong to the distant past. Sometimes, history disguises itself in modern-day pockets. And that's what happened with the 2013 Roosevelt dime with the Philadelphia P mint mark. The Roosevelt dime, as many of you know, was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most respected leaders in American history. Its design carried not only a political symbol, but a promise, a coin dedicated to courage, leadership, and resilience. But over the decades, the Roosevelt dime series became more than just currency. It transformed into a collector's dream, full of mysteries, minting errors, variations, and hidden gems that only the sharpest eyes can spot. Now, the year 2013, with P Mint Roosevelt dime, I'm about to reveal is unlike anything ordinary. The obverse side of this coin has a subtle, gray-shaded tone, a striking condition that instantly sets it apart from the millions of other dimes struck that year. This isn't simple discoloration. It's a natural transformation caused by unique environmental conditions and minting anomalies that collectors worldwide treat as fingerprints of rarity. It's what makes this dime whisper the language of authenticity and why numismatists are chasing it like a golden flame. When we talk about rarity, we often think only of century-old coins. But rarity doesn't always bow to age. What makes a coin rare is the perfect storm of factors: unusual minting quirks, limited surviving conditions, and the fierce competition of collectors who will go to any lengths to add it to their treasure chest. The 2013 with P Roosevelt dime, with that signature gray obverse, carries all of those factors. While millions of dimes were minted in Philadelphia that year, only a microscopic fraction carry this exact tone and remain in fine condition. And for the collectors who live for uniqueness, that makes this dime a once-in-a-lifetime target. Now, let's pause and think. Imagine walking into an auction room, holding a dime that others may have ignored as pocket change, and then watching as bids skyrocket into the 6-figure range. That's not a fantasy. That's the raw, undeniable truth of today's coin market. This very dime has proven itself to be a phenomenon, climbing higher and higher in value as collectors realize how dangerously scarce it really is. And now, the moment you have been waiting for, the market value of this coin. In today's red-hot auction market, the 2013 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark obverse gray shade, in fine condition is commanding a staggering $123,000. Yes, you heard that right. A dime worth over $123,000. That's not pocket change, that's a treasure chest condensed into a single coin. That's the kind of wealth that makes collectors tremble, the kind of fortune that could make you rich overnight. And let me assure you, the price you are hearing is absolutely current, absolutely real, and climbing as we speak. Every day that passes, the demand grows fiercer, and the value edges higher. Don't for a second take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth. This coin is nothing less than a miracle of value. Collectors everywhere are scrambling because they know coins like this are not just pieces of metal, they are legacies. They are symbols of time, history, and scarcity rolled into one. For those of you dreaming of finding one, here's my tip. Pay close attention to your pocket change. Check every Roosevelt dime you come across and never ignore the ones that seem a little different, especially from recent years. Because as today's treasure proves, the modern years still hide kings among coins. In conclusion, this Roosevelt dime is not just a piece of silver-colored metal. It's a symbol of how treasures can hide in plain sight, how everyday objects can hold life-changing value, and how history rewards those who pay attention. So keep your eyes open, keep your trust in true coin value, and remember, our channel brings you the most faithful, most updated coin discoveries every single day. We don't exaggerate. We reveal treasures. And today we have only begun. Because the next coins waiting for you are even more electrifying. Stay tuned. Next up. Now, my friends, if you thought the 2013 Roosevelt dime was already enough to blow your mind, then brace yourself, because what's coming next will make your heart beat louder than the sound of an auctioneer calling out a record-breaking bid. Let's travel a little further back in time, into the late 1980s, to discover a dime that doesn't just carry history on its face, it carries an aura of mystery, uniqueness, and raw collector magnetism that has pushed its value into the kind of treasure territory you rarely see in the coin world. This is no ordinary piece of metal. This is a 1988 Roosevelt dime, struck at the Denver Mint, carrying the legendary D Mint mark, and it comes with an appearance so unique that it has become the whisper of every numismatist's dream. By 1988, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades. First launched in 1946, the series was born to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it carried a design that resonated with strength, courage, and resilience. Throughout the decades, billions of Roosevelt dimes rolled out of mints across the United States, but hidden within those oceans of coins, rare anomalies emerged. The kind of anomalies that time would later crown as treasures. The Denver Mint, known for high production, gave us countless dimes that year. But not every coin tells the same story. Some carry scars of minting quirks. Some develop natural changes that transform them into one-of-a-kind specimens. And it's exactly one of those rare, unusual creations that brings us to this very coin, the 1988 with D. Roosevelt dime with striking brown and gray spotting, in a naturally dirty condition that collectors cannot stop talking about. Now let's look closer. This dime's uniqueness lies in its appearance. The surface carries brown and gray spotting with areas of natural toning and dirt like patterns across the obverse and reverse. At first glance, someone unfamiliar with numismatics might shrug and think it is just an old, worn coin. But serious collectors, they know better. They know that natural spotting and toning, when preserved with authenticity, can turn a common coin into a holy grail. It's like a fingerprint no two coins tone exactly the same way. That means this 1988 Roosevelt dime, with its distinct shades and dirty condition, is literally one of one. Its surface tells the story of survival, of circulation, and of decades of existence that have marked it with characteristics that no other coin in the world shares. To a collector, that isn't damage. That's personality. That's rarity speaking louder than any word. Now, let's talk about why collectors are fighting over this dime. Rarity isn't only about age. It's about how many coins survived in a condition so unique, so intriguing, that they practically glow with desirability. Millions of 1988 dimes exist, yes, but very few carry this exact blend of mint mark, unusual spotting, and well-preserved structural detail. And here is the key. Collectors want stories. They want coins that stand apart from the ocean of ordinary. And this 1988 Denver Mint Roosevelt dime does exactly that. It's become a magnet for demand, with auction houses recording frenzied bidding wars and private collectors offering sums that would shock anyone who still thinks of a dime as just 10 cents. So now, the moment you have been waiting for. You've followed the story of this dime through history. You've seen its unique features, and you've understood why it's in such high demand. But what about its price? Hold your breath, because the current market value of this 1988 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark, carrying brown and grey spotting in dirty but distinct condition, has reached an astounding $130,000. Yes, $130,000 for a coin most people would have brushed aside as old change. This isn't just a number. This is treasure. This is a fortune compacted into a 10-cent piece. This is the kind of value that transforms collectors into millionaires and turns an ordinary pocket find into the kind of jackpot people dream about. And let me tell you clearly, this isn't outdated or exaggerated. The price is absolutely current, red-hot in the auction market today, and it is climbing. The demand is pushing it higher every single week. Don't doubt it for a second. This is the truth, and this coin is living proof of how powerful the numismatic world really is. So, what should you, as a collector, or even a curious beginner, take away from this? The lesson here is simple. Never underestimate a coin by its looks. Dirt, spots, toning, unusual shades, these are not flaws. These are signals. Signals of uniqueness, signals of survival, signals that may place a coin among the most valuable treasures in the market. Keep your eyes sharp, inspect your coins carefully, and remember that the smallest details can mean the biggest fortunes. This 1988 with D. Roosevelt dime is more than a dime. It's a testament to history, a symbol of rarity, and a coin that proves fortune hides in the most unexpected places. It's a dirty dime, yes, but it's a dirty dime worth a king's ransom. That's the magic of numismatics. And remember, here on True Coin Value, we don't deal in myths. We bring you the truth, the faithful stories, and the most updated information from today's auction world every single day. Coins like this prove that treasures are still out there waiting. Stay with us, because we are only on the second coin of today's journey, and the treasures ahead will only get bigger and more electrifying. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought the treasures we uncovered so far were beyond imagination, hold tight, because coin number 3 is about to take this adventure to an even higher level of shock and excitement. We're moving into the 21st century now, yes, modern times, but let me tell you, don't for a second think modern coins are safe from hiding priceless fortune. Because here, in the year 2006, lies a Roosevelt dime that has become a beacon of rarity, a shimmering star in the auction sky, and one of the most talked about modern numismatic treasures. This isn't an ancient relic. This isn't a dusty piece of history from 2 centuries ago. No, this is a dime that some of you might have even seen in your change jar. And yet, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is razor thin. And that razor is exactly what has made this 2006 Roosevelt dime with the Denver D mint mark and its stunning yellow shade in fine condition into a legend. The Roosevelt dime, born in 1946, has crossed generations. From honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt to becoming one of the most produced and circulated coins in America, the series has built a legacy of both familiarity and surprise. By 2006, the United States Mint had already struck billions of Roosevelt dimes, keeping the design steady while quietly producing hidden gems for the most observant collectors. The Denver Mint, famous for its heavy production numbers, gave us countless coins that year. But not every dime tells the same tale, and that's where this story begins with a 2006 Roosevelt dime shimmering in a rare yellow-toned surface, a condition so unique it practically glows with value. Now, let's zoom in. What sets this dime apart is its yellow shade, an extraordinary toning that collectors crave. The surface of this coin carries a natural golden-like hue, not artificially applied, but developed over time, due to environmental interaction and preservation. This isn't common. This isn't something you'll see on every dime from 2006. This is rarity revealed through color, a transformation that makes the coin instantly recognizable, instantly collectible, and instantly unforgettable. And the fact that it has survived in fine condition makes it even more desirable. Every line of Roosevelt's portrait, every letter, every edge tells the story of a coin that has been respected, preserved, and cherished in a way that only enhances its worth. The yellow shade, the Denver mint mark, the overall preservation, together, these qualities create a specimen that is far beyond the realm of the ordinary. But why is this dime in such demand? Because collectors know that modern rarities are the hardest to catch. Billions of coins are produced in our times, but only a microscopic few develop the unique characteristics that push them into elite status. The 2006 D. Roosevelt dime with yellow toning is one of those elite coins. Auction houses are buzzing, private collectors are whispering, and bidding wars are erupting whenever one of these coins makes an appearance. To serious numismatists, it's not just a dime, it's a story, a trophy, and a golden key to prestige in the collecting world. And now, the truth you've been waiting for. The current market value of this 2006 Roosevelt dime, D mint mark, yellow shade, fine condition, is standing at a jaw-dropping $116,000. Yes, you heard me right. $116,000 for a single dime struck less than 2 decades ago. Think about that. A coin most people wouldn't look at twice now, worth more than many treasures hidden in safes and vaults. And let me say it with complete faith and truth. This is not exaggeration. This is absolutely current, absolutely real, and absolutely growing in value day by day. The coin market is watching, and prices are climbing like fire. To hold one is to hold a fortune condensed into a piece of modern history. This isn't small change. This is big treasure, the kind of wealth that can change everything in an instant. So what does this mean for you, the coin enthusiast, the seeker, the treasure hunter? It means one thing: never overlook modern coins. Don't assume rarity belongs only to the past. Look carefully at your Roosevelt dimes from the 2000s. Search for toning, search for unusual colors, search for details that do not fit the ordinary mold. Because as this coin proves, sometimes the treasures are right here in our time, hiding in plain sight, waiting for the sharp-eyed collector to discover them. The 2006 with D. Roosevelt dime, with its yellow-toned brilliance, is proof that the world of numismatics is alive with surprises. It's proof that fortunes can hide in the smallest of places, and it's proof that every coin has a story. And when the right story meets the right rarity, the result is nothing short of treasure. Stay with us on True Coin Value, because we are only halfway through today's lineup, and what's coming next will leave you breathless. We bring you the truth, the faithful stories, and the most updated values every single day. Here, coins aren't just coins, they're treasures waiting to be discovered. Next up, friends, we have already crossed 3 coins that could change anyone's life overnight. But here we are, diving into coin number 4, and this one, believe me, is dripping with mystery, rarity, and pure collector's magnetism. This is not a simple dime. This is a dime that carries the whispers of the late 1980s, the spirit of survival, and the kind of uniqueness that pushes collectors into bidding wars so intense they sound like battles for hidden treasure. Today, we're uncovering the 1989 Roosevelt dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, proudly carrying the P Mint mark with unmistakable brown spotting in fine condition. At first glance, someone might pass it off as just an old coin. But those who know the serious collectors, the treasure seekers, the true numismatists, they understand that what we're about to explore is nothing less than a prize of staggering worth. The year 1989 was the tail end of a powerful decade in America, and by then, the Roosevelt dime had already cemented its place as a constant in everyday life. Introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the dime was more than just 10 cents. It carried the image of leadership, the weight of history, and decades of trust as America's most enduring small denomination coin. But here's the truth. Not every dime tells the same story. Billions rolled out of mints across the country, but hidden within those endless numbers were anomalies, the rare survivors that decades later would shine like jewels in the hands of collectors. And that's exactly what happened with this 1989 P. Roosevelt dime. What sets this coin apart is more than just its date and mint mark. It's the distinctive brown spotting across its surface, an effect of natural environmental interaction over time. Now let us be clear. To ordinary eyes, those spots may look like imperfections. But in the world of coin collecting, this natural toning and spotting is what transforms an ordinary dime into a unique masterpiece. Think of it as a fingerprint. No 2 coins age in the exact same way. This dime's spots, preserved while the coin remains in fine condition, make it one of a kind. The Philadelphia P Mint mark adds to its character, tying it back to one of the most historic mints in the United States. History. Combine that with its survival in fine detail. Roosevelt's portrait still clear, lettering still sharp, edges intact, and you have a coin that sings with individuality. Now let's talk rarity. Millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck in 1989. Yes, but how many of them exist today with this exact combination? A Philadelphia strike, natural brown spotting, and preserved fine condition? The answer is almost none. That's why this dime has become a magnet for collectors worldwide. Auction houses are watching. Collectors are hungry. And the demand? It is through the roof. Every time a coin like this surfaces, bidders push higher and higher because they know once it's gone, it's gone. You don't just replace a dime like this. It's not repeatable. It's rarity in its purest form. And now, let's reveal the number that everyone has been waiting for. This 1989 Roosevelt dime, with the P Mint mark, brown spotting, and fine condition, has reached a breathtaking market value of $132,000. Yes, you heard me right. $132,000 for a dime. A piece of 10-cent currency transformed into a fortune of treasure. This isn't fiction. This isn't a rumor. This is the absolute current value in today's auction market. And the most powerful part, the value is climbing. Day by day, collectors push harder, the demand grows, and this coin becomes even more of a legend. Owning one isn't just holding a coin, it's holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. So what can you take away from this treasure? Here's the truth. Always look closely. Never disregard spots, toning, or unusual surface features. What looks like damage to a casual eye might actually be a collector's dream, a rare fingerprint of history that transforms ordinary into extraordinary. Inspect your Roosevelt dimes, pay attention to the smallest details, and remember the market rewards: rarity, uniqueness, and character. This 1989 with P. Roosevelt dime is living proof that the smallest coin can carry the largest fortune. From its historic background to its unique spotting, from its survival in fine condition to its skyrocketing value, it is nothing short of treasure. And remember, here at True Coin Value, we bring you the truth every single day. Faithful, trustful, and updated with the most current discoveries in the coin market. Stay tuned, because we still have one last Roosevelt dime to reveal today, and believe me, you won't want to miss the finale. Next up. And now, my friends, we have arrived at the final chapter of today's treasure hunt. You've seen coins from modern times, coins with toning, coins with spotting, coins that shock the world with their hidden fortunes. But for our grand finale, we go back to the dawn of the 1980s, a decade of change, a decade of history, and a decade that quietly produced one of the most extraordinary Roosevelt dimes ever to enter circulation. This is the 1980 Roosevelt dime, struck at the Denver Mint, carrying the famous D Mint mark in dirty but unmistakably powerful condition. Don't let the word dirty fool you. This is no weakness. In the world of numismatics, this coin's unique preservation is the very reason why it has become one of the most desirable treasures in today's auction market. The year 1980 was a turning point in America. It marked the beginning of a new era, and in the coin world, the Roosevelt dime continued its journey as a trusted piece of United States currency. First introduced in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the dime had by then been in circulation for 34 years, cementing itself as one of the most enduring designs in American history. But history has a way of hiding surprises. While billions of dimes were minted, not all were destined to fade into the anonymity of pocket change. Some, like the one before us today, survived with characteristics so unique, so unusual, that they would later rise as treasures worth fortunes. And that's exactly what happened with this 1980 with D. Roosevelt dime. At first glance, this coin presents itself with what many might call a dirty surface condition. To an untrained eye, it might look like wear or age. But to collectors, this dirty appearance tells a story. It speaks of decades of survival, of circulation across countless hands, of a journey that left it marked but never destroyed. The dirt-like condition is actually its signature, a natural transformation that makes it distinct from the millions of clean, ordinary dimes struck at the Denver Mint that year. Combine that with its survival in fine condition, where Roosevelt's portrait and key details remain intact, and you have a coin that radiates authenticity and rarity. In the world of serious collectors, such individuality is pure gold. Let's talk about why this coin is in such fiery demand. The Denver Mint produced huge numbers of dimes in 1980. Yes, but coins like this, with their unusual dirty condition, yet preserved details, are virtually non-existent. That's the razor's edge between ordinary and priceless. Collectors crave coins with stories, coins that stand apart, coins that offer something no other example can replicate. And this dime is exactly that. Its rarity has turned it into a star of the auction world, igniting bidding wars, where passionate numismatists push higher and higher to secure this piece of history. Demand is not just strong, it's unstoppable. And now, here it is, the truth you've been waiting for. This 1980 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark in dirty condition is valued today at an absolutely staggering $138,000. Yes, $138,000. A dime transformed into a life-changing fortune. This is no exaggeration. This is no fiction. This is the absolute current market value in today's auction world. And just like the coins before it, this value is only climbing higher. Every single day, the demand increases. The rarity grows more pronounced, and the treasure shines brighter. Holding this coin isn't just owning metal, it's owning a fortune condensed into history. Here's the lesson this coin gives us: never dismiss the ordinary. That dime sitting in your pocket, in your drawer, or in a coin jar could be the very treasure others are desperately searching for. Look for mint marks. Look for unusual conditions. Look for signs that set a coin apart, because sometimes the dirty ones, the spotted ones, the toned ones are the exact treasures that turn into fortunes overnight. So here it is, the 1980 with D. Roosevelt dime. A coin that proves beyond a shadow of doubt that treasure doesn't always sparkle. Sometimes it hides in dirt. Sometimes it hides in age. But when it hides with a fortune so powerful that its discovery can change everything. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of today's incredible journey. From the 2013 gray-shaded rarity to this 1980 dirty dime worth a king's ransom, we've seen treasures that prove one truth. Coins are not just currency, they are treasure chests waiting to be opened. Stay faithful, stay excited, and stay with us here on True Coin Value. Because every day, we bring you the most trustful, faithful, and updated coin discoveries from around the world. And who knows, the next treasure we reveal might just be the one hiding in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching.